Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Zero, part number 339AA, clear anodized aluminum door sweep with a solid neoprene seal. Not sure the exact makeup of this neoprene. It's not the neoprene that smells like car rubber tire, which is why I smelled it. There is information below this video. Let's go over it now. The 0339 is representative of the profile of this sweep. You've got some aluminum and you've got some seal. The AA in the part number gives you that clear anodized aluminum finish that you see, and if you were to substitute the AA for the D, you would get this same item, of course, in a dark bronze anodized aluminum. There is an image below this video showing the important dimensional properties of this item, and let's go over it now. Inch and 3/16 overall height. Indeed, that's the case. You've got 1 inch of aluminum, then 13/16 worth of neoprene. And generally, the 339 is representative, at least when my local client base says, give me the heavy-duty one. They're meaning a piece of neoprene like this. Now, what makes this neoprene superior, in my opinion, to the other style that smells like car tire, is that this is more flexible. It bends easier. It's more conducive to sealing a door and doing so in such a way that it will allow a door closer to still close and latch the door without having this incredibly stiff piece of neoprene that will require you to possibly pull the door closed. You obviously want nice contact and overlap with the threshold, but you also don't want to do it at the expense of the door closer or closing device, getting the door actually physically closed. So the Zero neoprene I like because I simply find that it's more pliable, more forgiving, still quite heavy duty being a synthetic rubber, but do so in such a way where you can get it to contour itself on that threshold a little bit better. Okay. Thickness of this item is 0.219 inch, at least according to the drawing. So we've talked about the two colors, and where you're going to use it again is where you want a significant amount of additional ability to be heavier duty, something a bit certainly more durable than vinyl, absolutely. Or maybe in the area where you have a little bit greater height to account for, having something that's 3/16 tall, a little bit taller than standard. This might be an excellent choice for you. So use it in those applications. There's no application to not use it in, but loading door, man door on a loading dock, something that's going to take a lot of use during the day, you probably want something a little bit better. Certainly if it has exposure to ultraviolet, you're going to want something not neoprene, something not vinyl. Neoprene would make a good choice for that as well, because it's more capable of handling exposure to sunlight. There is a link below this video to a document called Product Brochure. That link below this video to the document called Product Brochure is very handy because that will allow you to review the sister products to the 339. And I'm going to pull that up here in a tab so that we can look at it together. Lots of different sweeps that are there. The more common model, frankly, is the 39. In the upper right-hand corner, it's got that beveled return on the top. That's a real common unit to use. The difference being is between the 39 and the 339 is where the screw goes through the aluminum holder to the door. Now, some people might say that the 39 is advantageous because the screw pierces through the neoprene material. I suppose you could argue that. You could also argue that the 339 is more advantageous because the screw does not go through it, meaning should you have outrageously extreme temperature, Chicago, winter, Buffalo, incredible cold conditions, you could simply have this get frozen down to your threshold. When you rip that door open, the neoprene is going to stay put. When the model is not pierced through with screws, that neoprene will come loose of the aluminum holder and not cause generally catastrophic, irreparable damage to the unit. So having it literally just held on with adhesive is actually quite by design. It would be why you would want that. Now, some people would say, this design is no good, it will come right off. Well, that's not the case. But the point of the design, to a certain extent, is for that it is to come right off. So keep that in mind when you're ordering it. The majority of the time, you're looking at a 39A. Is the more common of the units. The balance of the information that's there on that page, obviously you're going to get into longer lengths, and that would be accounting for an outrageously tall undercut or a large undercut under the door that you want to account for. The reason that you would want to account for that is you could have that same loading dock door, except that the door literally comes up into contact, or when it closes is flush with the sill. There's actually a step down, let's say, to an alley. Okay, so you might want a very long sweep to apply to the door, because that sweep is going to literally make contact with the face of that sill that would be there, that flush step. Wherever or whatever is the requirement that you're trying to suit, great. Another one that we've sold in the past is that monster, very thick unit that you see there, the 539. Now that's 5/16 of solid neoprene. You're not going to see that installed unless you've got situations where it must be outrageously durable and probably not succumb to the attack of something that's going to try to chew through it so easily. A critter, a rodent. I'll have people that will order that in Arizona, and they want it just to make sure the scorpions don't get in. It sounds crazy being from Chicago, but that's a real concern in that part of the world. The rest of the sweeps that are on there, the 8194 is very common because it's small, petite, great for aluminum storefront use. And people are going to like that one because it is indeed quite petite. Allowing you to install something onto an aluminum storefront door where you have only a tight margin. You might have 3/16 of an inch. You don't need a huge, obnoxious, large piece of sweep on the unit, and that 8194 is used for that. Now, let's talk more about the 339. Now, the 339 is available on the website in several different lengths. Pretty much everything from 2 foot to 8 foot we can help with supplying you. And we can certainly do lengths longer than 8 foot, but we don't list those in the site because the cost to ship is generally quite an obstacle, something longer than 8 foot in length. If you have need for something longer, we'll be happy to quote it for you, calculating what the shipping charge would be, which generally is LTL shipping. Now, if you have need for a custom length, by all means, let us know by ordering the next longest piece or pieces and simply indicate in the comment field what length you'd like for us to cut the material back to. The reasoning is this. If you had to take this 36-inch piece and cut it down to, say, 32-inch, you're going to eliminate that slotted hole that's there. And speaking of that slotted hole, screws are included in a complimentary finish. You don't want to have to drill a new hole at all, and certainly drilling a slotted hole is a bit difficult. And the next one's all the way over here. Okay, so having that slotted hole from the factory is crucial because it allows you to account for a sill that's not level or a door that's not plumb, and especially when you have a piece of weather stripping like this that's thicker, less pliable than a piece of silicone. You're going to want to be able to tailor that installation on the door via those slotted holes to get exactly the right sort of contact with the threshold. Too much, your door closer doesn't work. Too little, it's like not having a door sweep at all. So if you ordered a custom length, that will not only give you the right length, will locate that first slotted hole at the proper distance from the edge, but the proper center to center as well. Now the name Zero is synonymous with weather stripping, but really they're synonymous with a few items that are quite specialty items when it comes to weather stripping. STC rated gasketing, their name is utterly synonymous with that material. They have some specialty material that will allow you to seal an opening for electromagnetic radiation. If you've got an application in a hospital that you cannot allow the transfer of electromagnetic radiation, they've got material for that. Zero can help you with cam lift hinges. Zero can help you with portals, steel vision frames. Zero can help you with the greatest level of deep engineering as it comes to weather stripping possible. Here's what I mean by that. They thought the material out. They thought it through. Why do they sell you this neoprene sweep when everybody else can sell you a neoprene sweep? Well, they realized everyone can sell you a neoprene sweep, but not one that's got a more flexible neoprene seal that will allow you to achieve, maybe you don't realize it, a better working end result. And that's the example of why Zero is a company that, while may not always have the most predictable, reliable shipping lead times, they do have the most deeply engineered product line, and the material is always well worth the wait. The choice of weather stripping can be one that will span over decades, and Zero is a good company to review prior to making a purchase decision. If you have any questions on the Zero 339AA, neoprene and aluminum clear anodized door sweep, or any other Zero product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.